Coffee? Check. Wi-Fi? Connected. Now what?
The real value isn't in the space, it's in the people. But how do you connect?
By asking the right questions. Not long, complicated ones. Short, powerful, effective. Ready to build your network, not just find a seat?
For daily business Arabic tips, join our WhatsApp channel. Link below. Let's begin.
Okay, first thing. I see people making real connections here. I don't want to just sit in the corner. How do I start? How do I ask, what's the best networking approach here?
Perfect. Starting with strategy. This question shows you're serious. Listen carefully. ما هو أفضل نهج التواصل هنا? In English, this means, what is the best networking approach here? ما هو أفضل نهج التواصل هنا? ما هو أفضل نهج التواصل هنا? ما هو أفضل نهج التواصل هنا? Now, let's understand every word. This is the key. The first words. ما هو. This means, what is? Next. أفضل. This means, the best. Then, نهجي. This means approach or method. Followed by التواصل. This means networking or connecting. And finally, هنا. This means here. Let's put this strategic question back together. ما هو أفضل نهج التواصل هنا?
Good. Now, I see there's a workshop or a pitch event happening. I don't want to just be in the audience. I want to be part of it. How do I get involved? How do I ask, how can I contribute to this event?
Excellent initiative. Moving from observer to participant. Listen carefully. كيف يمكنني المساهمة في هذه الفعالية? In English, this means, how can I contribute to this event? كيف يمكنني المساهمة في هذه الفعالية؟ كيف يمكنني المساهمة في هذه الفعالية؟ كيف يمكنني المساهمة في هذه الفعالية? Now, let's understand every word. This is the key. The first word, كيف. This means how. Next, يمكنني. This means can I. Then, المساهمة. This means contribute. Followed by في. This means in. And finally, هذه الفعالية. This means this event. Let's put this active participation question back together. كيف يمكنني المساهمة في هذه الفعالية?
Great. Now, I'm paying for a premium membership. I want to make sure I'm getting the most out of it. What are the hidden gems? How do I ask, which advanced features are underused?
Smart thinking. Finding value others miss. Listen carefully. أية مزايا متقدمة قليلة الاستعمال? In English, this means, which advanced features are underused? أية مزايا متقدمة قليلة الاستعمال؟ أية مزايا متقدمة قليلة الاستعمال? Now, let's understand every word. This is the key. The first word is أية. This means which. Next, مزايا. This means features or benefits. Then, متقدمة. This means advanced. Followed by قليلة. This means little or few. And finally, الاستعمال. This means use or usage. Let's put this value discovery question back together. أية مزايا متقدمة قليلة الاستعمال?
I see the same faces every day. They know each other, they collaborate. I want to be part of that core group, not just someone who rents a desk. How do I ask, how do I become a valued regular?
That's the goal, from visitor to valued member. Listen carefully. كيف أصبح عضواً دائماً مقدراً? In English, this means, how do I become a valued regular? كيف أصبح عضواً دائماً مقدراً؟ كيف أصبح عضواً دائماً مقدراً؟ كيف أصبح عضواً دائماً مقدراً؟ Now, let's understand every word. This is the key. The first word is كيف. This means how. Next, أصبح. This means do I become. Then, عضوا. This means a member. Followed by دائما. This means regular or permanent. And finally, مقدرا. This means valued or appreciated. Let's put this community integration question back together. كيف أصبح عضوا دائما مقدرا؟
Sometimes I need deep focus. Other times I'm open to being interrupted for something good. How do I communicate that to people around me? How do I ask about the rules? What's the quiet zone policy here?
Managing your environment and expectations. A smart question for productivity. Listen carefully. ما هي سياسة منطقة الهدوء هنا? In English, this means, what is the quiet zone policy here? ما هي سياسة منطقة الهدوء هنا؟ ما هي سياسة منطقة الهدوء هنا؟ ما هي سياسة منطقة الهدوء هنا? Now, let's understand every word. This is the key. The first words are ما هي. This means, what is. Next, سياسة. This means, the policy of. Then, منطقتي. This means, zone or area of. Followed by الهدوء. This means, the quiet. And finally, هنا. This means, here. Let's put this environment management question back together. ما هي سياسة منطقة الهدوء هنا؟
I overhear people talking about projects. Maybe my skills could help. I want to offer assistance without being pushy. How do I ask, do you need any help with that?
Offering value. A great way to start a collaboration. Listen carefully. هل تحتاج مساعدة في ذلك? In English, this means, do you need help with that? هل تحتاج مساعدة في ذلك? Now, let's understand every word. This is the key. The first word, هل. This means do. Next, تحتاج. This means you need. Then, مساعدة. This means help. Followed by في. This means in or with. And finally, ذلك. This means that. Let's put this collaborative offer question back together. هل تحتاج مساعدة في ذلك؟
Finally, when you've built a good relationship, you might want to connect them to someone in your own network. How do you ask for permission to make an introduction? How do I ask, can I introduce you to someone?
Expanding networks thoughtfully. The sign of a true connector. Listen carefully. هل يمكنني تعريفك على شخص؟ In English, this means, can I introduce you to someone? هل يمكنني تعريفك على شخص؟ Now, let's understand every word. This is the key. The first words. هل يمكنني? This means, can I? Next. تعريفك. This means, introduce you. Then, على. This means, to. And finally, شخص. This means a person or someone. Let's put this networking question back together. هل يمكنني تعريفك على شخص؟
Let's talk about following up. We had a great conversation, and I want to stay in touch professionally. What's the best way to ask for their professional contact information politely? How do I ask, what's the best way to get your professional contact details?
A crucial question for maintaining connections. Professional and clear. Listen carefully. ما أفضل طريقة لأخذ معلومات اتصالك المهنية؟ In English, this means, what's the best way to get your professional contact details? ما أفضل طريقة لأخذ معلومات اتصالك المهنية؟ Now, let's understand every word. This is the key. The first words. ما أفضل. This means, what is the best? Next, طريقة. This means way or method. Then لأخذ. This means to take or get. Followed by معلومات. This means information or details of. Then اتصالك. This means your contact. And finally المهنية. This means professional. Let's put this important networking question back together. ما أفضل طريقة لأخذ معلومات اتصالك المهنية؟
I'm hearing about available office pods or teams looking for members. I might be interested, but I need to understand the commitment first. How do I ask about the terms without sounding too eager? How do I ask, what are the basic terms for joining this opportunity?
A smart, measured question when exploring new ventures. It shows due diligence. Listen carefully. ما هي الشروط الأساسية للانضمام إلى هذه الفرصة؟ In English, this means, what are the basic terms for joining this opportunity? ما هي الشروط الأساسية للانضمام إلى هذه الفرصة؟ Now, let's understand every word. This is the key. The first words. ما هي. This means, what are. Next. الشروط. This means the terms or conditions. Then, الأساسية. This means the basic or fundamental. Followed by للانضمام. This means for joining. Then, إلى. This means to. Next, هذه. This means this. And finally, الفرصة. This means the opportunity. Let's put this exploratory question back together. ما هي الشروط الأساسية للانضمام إلى هذه الفرصة؟
I've been here a while now, and I've formed some opinions. The management seems open to suggestions. How can I give constructive feedback in a way that might actually help improve the space? How do I ask, what's the preferred method for submitting feedback here?
A very professional and community-minded question. It shows you care about the ecosystem. Listen carefully. ما هي الطريقة المفضلة لتقديم الملاحظات هنا? In English, this means, what's the preferred method for submitting feedback here? ما هي الطريقة المفضلة لتقديم الملاحظات هنا? Now, let's understand every word. This is the key. The first words. ما هي. This means, what is. Next. الطريقة. This means, the way or method. Then, المفضلة. This means, the preferred. Followed by, لتقديم. This means, for submitting. Then, الملاحظات. This means, the feedback or observations. And finally, هنا. This means, here. Let's put this constructive community question back together. ما هي الطريقة المفضلة لتقديم الملاحظات هنا؟
I notice meetings and conversations happening in both Arabic and English. To be inclusive and respectful, I want to know which language to use in group settings. How do I ask this diplomatically? How do I ask, which language is preferred for group discussions?
A culturally sensitive and inclusive question, very important for smooth collaboration. Listen carefully. أية لغة مفضلة للمناقشات الجماعية? In English, this means, which language is preferred for group discussions? أية لغة مفضلة للمناقشات الجماعية? Now, let's understand every word. This is the key. The first word. أية. This means, which. Next. لغة. This means, language. Then, مفضلة. This means, is preferred. Followed by, للمناقشات. This means for the discussions. Then, الجماعية. This means group or collective. Let's put this diplomatic and inclusive question back together. أية لغة مفضلة للمناقشات الجماعية؟
Last one for today, and it's important. My laptop and belongings are here all day. I want to feel secure. How do I ask about the safety measures in place without sounding distrustful? How do I ask what security measures are in place here?
A practical and responsible question for any professional. Listen carefully. ما هي إجراءات الأمان المتبعة هنا? In English, this means, what security measures are in place here? ما هي إجراءات الأمان المتبعة هنا? Now let's understand every word. This is the key. The first words. ما هي. This means what are. Next. إجراءات. This means the measures or procedures. Then, الأماني. This means of security or safety. Followed by المتبعة. This means that are followed or in place. And finally, هنا. This means here. Let's put this essential safety question back together. ما هي إجراءات الأمان المتبعة هنا?
There are so many different events posted, some for learning, some for networking, some just for fun. How do I ask for a recommendation based on my goals? How do I ask, which event would you recommend for networking?
Getting personalized advice from the community. A smart way to choose wisely. Listen carefully. أي فعالية تنصحني بها للتواصل. In English, this means, which event would you recommend for networking? أي فعالية تنصحني بها للتواصل. Now let's understand every word. This is the key. The first word, أي. This means which. Next, فعالية. This means event. Then, تنصحني. This means do you recommend me? Followed by بها. This means with it. Then, للتواصل. This means for networking. Let's put this recommendation-seeking question back together. أي فعالية تنصحني بها للتواصل.
I see people recording podcasts or filming content in some of the private booths. That's interesting to me. How do I ask about using those facilities or even collaborating? How do I ask, what's the policy for using the recording studios?
Exploring creative facilities. A forward-thinking question for modern professionals. Listen carefully. ما هي سياسة استخدام استوديوهات التسجيل? In English, this means, what's the policy for using the recording studios? ما هي سياسة استخدام استوديوهات التسجيل? Now let's understand every word. This is the key. The first words. ما هي. This means, what is. Next. سياسة. This means, the policy of. Then, استخدامي. This means, using. Followed by, استوديوهات. This means, studios of. And finally, التسجيل. This means, the recording. Let's put this media resource question back together. ما هي سياسة استخدام استوديوهات التسجيل?
I'm conscious about the environment. Does this space have initiatives I can participate in? How do I ask about their green practices? How do I ask, are there any sustainability initiatives here?
A question that reflects shared values and community responsibility. Listen carefully. هل توجد مبادرات للاستدامة هنا? In English, this means, are there any sustainability initiatives here? هل توجد مبادرات للاستدامة هنا? Now let's understand every word. This is the key. The first words. هل توجد. This means are there or is there. Next, مبادرات. This means initiatives. Then, للاستدامة. This means for sustainability. And finally, هنا. This means here. Let's put this values-based question back together. هل توجد مبادرات للاستدامة هنا؟
Okay, final one for this round. I've learned a lot of questions, but how do I measure if I'm really integrating well? How do I ask for that kind of feedback? How do I ask, how can I gauge my integration into the community?
Metacognition. Thinking about your own progress. A sophisticated question for a serious member. Listen carefully. كيف أقيس اندماجي في المجتمع? In English, this means, how can I gauge my integration into the community? كيف أقيس اندماجي في المجتمع? Now let's understand every word. This is the key. The first word, كيف. This means how. Next, أقيس. This means can I gauge or measure. Then, اندماجي. This means my integration. Followed by في. This means into. And finally, المجتمع. This means the community. Let's put this reflective progress question back together. كيف أقيس اندماجي في المجتمع?
My schedule can be unpredictable. Sometimes I work best late at night or very early. How do I ask about the flexibility of accessing the space? How do I ask, what are the access hours for members?
A practical question about the fundamental utility of the space, essential for planning your work. Listen carefully. ما هي ساعات الدخول المتاحة للأعضاء? In English, this means, what are the access hours available for members? ما هي ساعات الدخول المتاحة للأعضاء? Now let's understand every word. This is the key. The first words, ما هي. This means, what are. Next, ساعات. This means, the hours of. Then, الدخول. This means, entry or access. Followed by, المتاحة. This means, available. Then, للأعضاء. This means, for members. Let's put this logistical question back together. ما هي ساعات الدخول المتاحة للأعضاء?
I might want to invite a client or a freelance collaborator for a day to work together here. What's the protocol for that? How do I ask, what's the guest pass policy?
Extending the community to your network. Important to know the rules. Listen carefully. ما هي سياسة تذاكر الضيوف? In English, this means, what's the guest pass policy? ما هي سياسة تذاكر الضيوف? Now let's understand every word. This is the key. The first words, ما هي. This means, what is. Next, سياسة. This means, the policy of. Then, تذاكر. This means, passes or tickets of. And finally, الضيوف. This means, the guests. Let's put this guest policy question back together. ما هي سياسة تذاكر الضيوف?
I want to keep learning, and maybe even share my own knowledge. Does this community host or support educational workshops? How do I ask, are there opportunities to lead a workshop?
From consumer of knowledge to contributor, a powerful shift. Listen carefully. هل توجد فرص لقيادة ورشة عمل? In English, this means, are there opportunities to lead a workshop? هل توجد فرص لقيادة ورشة عمل? Now let's understand every word. This is the key. The first two words, هل توجد. This means, are there. Next, فرص. This means opportunities. Then, لقيادتي. This means to lead. Followed by ورشة عمل. This means a workshop. Literally, a work session. Let's put this leadership opportunity question back together. هل توجد فرص لقيادة ورشة عمل؟
Okay, let's get technical for a moment. We all depend on a good internet connection. If the speed feels slow or drops during an important call, how do I address it professionally? How do I ask, who do I contact about internet issues?
A critical question for productivity in the digital age. Direct and solution-oriented. Listen carefully. من أتصل بشأن مشكلات الإنترنت. In English, this means, who do I contact about internet issues? من أتصل بشأن مشكلات الإنترنت. Now let's understand every word. This is the key. The first words, من. This means with whom or who. Next, أتصل. This means do I contact. Then, بشأن. This means regarding or about. Followed by مشكلاتي. This means problems of. And finally, الإنترنت. This means the internet. Let's put this technical support question back together. من أتصل بشأن مشكلات الإنترنت.
In case of an emergency, I need to know the basics. How do I ask about the most important procedures? How do I ask, where is the nearest emergency exit?
The most important question of all, vital for everyone's safety. Listen carefully. أين أقرب مخرج طوارئ? In English, this means, where is the nearest emergency exit? أين أقرب مخرج طوارئ? Now, let's understand every word. This is the key. The first word, أين. This means where. Next, أقرب. This means the nearest. Then, مخرج. This means exit of. And finally, طوارئ. This means emergency. Let's put this essential safety question back together. أين أقرب مخرج طوارئ?
Let's look at what you've accomplished today. You started with one simple question about networking, and you built an entire communication toolkit for professional life.
From asking ما هو أفضل نهج التواصل to find your strategy, to knowing how to ask أين أقرب مخرج طوارئ for everyone's safety. That's over 15 powerful questions, each one between 5 to 7 words. Each one designed to move you from the sidelines to the center of your professional community.
You didn't just learn to ask for a Wi-Fi password. You learned to ask for a place at the table.
This is the difference between visiting a space and belonging to a community. You now have the phrases to build relationships, collaborate on projects, share knowledge, and ensure your well-being.
But this is just the beginning. Real fluency comes from consistency.
That's why we've built our WhatsApp community. Every day, you'll get one new Arabic phrase broken down just like this, delivered directly to your phone. It's your daily 2-minute habit to lasting fluency. Join with learners who are transforming their Arabic. The link is in the description.
And if you found this deep dive into co-working Arabic useful, make sure you've seen our other videos. We have a complete playlist on Arabic for professional life, covering everything from job interviews to investor meetings.
Your next step? Practice just one of these questions tomorrow. Use it. See how it opens a door.
Hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss our next video, where we'll tackle the precise Arabic you need for high-stakes business negotiations.
Thank you for learning with us. Remember, every question is a key.
Use them well.